Welcome to Altered Reality. Grab a hot or cold one, sit back, and let's turn some pages.
Today I have with me Hana Truong, a woman who not only survived the New Orleans incident, but also fought alongside one of the Bachelor Party 12. In my last entry, Amber Bennett said the Bachelor Party went back into the city to prevent the end of the world. Hana Truong, however, believes the reason they went back in was because they were the only ones who were capable of stopping it. Hana didn't come to New Orleans to survive an apocalypse. She came for cosplay. Hello, Hana. Care to introduce and tell us a little about yourself?
Hello. Hi, I'm Hana. I'm from Garden Grove, California. I enjoy cosplay and travel. I'm no good at these interviews. Sorry.
It's okay. Can you give us your first-hand accounts of what happened in New Orleans?
Yes. New Orleans. Where to begin? We were supposed to attend a cosplay convention. Costumes packed, hotels booked, photos planned. My friends and I met the bachelor party the night before everything went wrong. They were loud, funny, and just fun to be around. They joked with strangers like the city was their playground. I remember thinking, these guys would be fun to have a drink with. Little did we know, by that same time the following day, we'd be fighting for our very lives. When the outbreak started, it didn't feel real. People were running around like a bunch of crazies. But it was Mardi Gras. That's just sort of what people do. But this was different. The sounds of people having a good time suddenly changed to screaming, then panic. I remember my friends and I trying to figure out what was going on. We scanned our surroundings, trying to find the source of all the panic, but it wasn't that simple. Everyone around us scattered in all directions, so not only could we not tell what or where the danger was, we also couldn't tell where to run for safety. And the cost of finally revealing what the actual danger was the lives of two of my friends. We could not see them coming. Zombies are technically human after all. Which is why Samantha and Brienne didn't see them coming. I can still see the looks on their faces as the zombies mauled them, their screams echoing in my ears as I could do nothing to help them. I never felt so helpless in my life. What could you have done? Once bitten, that's it. There is no known cure. I know, but still. The remaining 6 of us were now in full-blown panic. We just watched 2 of our friends get torn apart by zombies. And not only that, we were still right smack in the middle of a large crowd that paid little to no attention to who or what was in front of them. One slip up and you got trampled. That alone got dozens killed before the zombies even got the chance.
That kind of chaos no one should ever have to endure.
But that's how the outbreak in the French Quarter started. Running through a crowd of thousands, not knowing if you were bumping shoulders and elbows with a human or one of them, the dead. When we finally got off Bourbon Street, we hoped that the worst was finally behind. We couldn't have been any more wrong. I've read yours and others' accounts of super zombies. Now, this is no slight on your work, but so far no one has fully covered everything.
How so?
The green ones, or rotted plants as the bachelor party referred to them as, did not eat their victims. Heck, they did not outright kill anyone. They paralyzed their victims and carried them off, as my friends and I found out firsthand. Carried you off where? According to Frankie, some greenhouse located just outside the French Quarter.
Frankie? Would he by chance happen to be...
Yes, he was one of the Bachelor Party 12 and the one who saved my life.
And what happened next?
As the rotted plants began to carry off my friends and I, along with others that were paralyzed, Frankie managed to intercede before they could fully carry us off. But that is when he appeared.
one of the sentient zombies, a zombie general as the bachelor party termed them as. He called himself the Ringmaster. Wait, there was more than one sentient zombie? I was hoping the sentient female zombie that Amber Bennett encountered was the only one, a one-off situation. Unfortunately, no, there were several of them. How many exactly I do not know, but they were far superior to even the super zombies. And it wasn't just because they had human-level intelligence, it's because they had abilities the others did not. In the Ringmaster's case, he was a tall, 8-foot zombie that created the boners, the zombies with the sharp bones popping out of them. And despite his height, he was incredibly agile. Frankie had a difficult time fighting him. To be honest, I'm not sure he could have won against the Ringmaster. He had Frankie tired and against the ropes, but then suddenly decided to leave. Do you know why exactly the Ringmaster stopped attacking Frankie? Because his zombie underlings saw that he was in the city, Drake Cullen, or as everyone else knows him as, Dracula. Wait, you mean the Dracula? Yes, but that was just a stage name for him, something created in fiction. Drake Cullen is his real name, and he was amongst those responsible for the New Orleans incident. And after the Ringmaster left, everything got chaotic after. I couldn't see much as I was still under the paralyzing effect of the rotted plant's sting, but I could hear everything. Another group managed to help out Frankie in the nick of time. I could hear gunfire, screeching, and people hollering amongst themselves. "Watch your fire! There are survivors among them! Take out the ones on the left! Watch your six!" I could not see the battle unfolding, but I knew it was intense. Wow, that sounds crazy. And then what happened? As the fight continued, Frankie ran right past me, and even though I could not move, I could still speak. I called out to him, my voice low and a little raspy, but I managed to get his attention. He immediately carried me off until he found a zombie hobo pushing a shopping cart. Frankie quickly dispatched him, took the shopping cart, and used it to take me the rest of the way. To a safe house? No, to the casino, where other survivors were hiding. At the time, that was his true goal, and I was now a hitchhiker along for the ride. We raced toward Canal Street, to the casino, where other survivors were waiting for rescue. But rescue was not going to be that simple. It never was during the New Orleans incident. Why? What happened? We had managed to find the survivors in the security office, but they would not budge. They refused to leave the relative safety of the small office, despite there being well over 20 of them crammed in there. Why? Because the snake kept picking them off as they attempted to leave. A giant anaconda. Dead. Moving. People were inside it. Zombified. Still twitching. You could see them through holes in its body. Even through the monitors, you could see the shock in Frankie's face. And after everything he had just previously been through, I was surprised the sight of a giant zombie anaconda could catch him off guard the way it did. I'm assuming Frankie emerged triumphant? Yes, but that was because the cavalry had finally arrived. The U.S. military. And oh boy, was everyone in the security office happy to see them. For the other survivors in the security office, it meant their nightmare was finally over. But for Frankie and the other members of the Bachelor Party 12, the worst was yet to come. How so? All the members of the Bachelor Party encountered a zombie general. There was Rotweed, the Black Widow, Nathaniel Calloway, the Ringmaster, Madame Thornbush, the Harper family. They could actually control zombies, actually coordinate them. This is why the cops and military had such a hard time dealing with the dead in the beginning. But as for Frankie, I tried to get him to join me in the Hummer. but he refused, said he couldn't join me because if he did, then he no longer would have been able to search for the groom or the other members of the bachelor party? Yes, I figured as much. And what happened to Frankie after he stayed behind? Well, while I don't know all the details, I can confirm he was the only one that made it out alive. Every cop, every soldier, dead. Frankie didn't want to talk about it, suffice to say. He described it as a bloodbath.
After that, we helped out who we could. First, we borrowed a military supply truck, took the necessities, ammo, food, medical kits, got the supplies to other bachelor party members, saved more survivors along the way. It was nice. Despite being in such an awful situation, Frankie could still make me laugh. I didn't think I could smile again after everything I had just witnessed, and yet he brought a smile to my face. But when it was over, Frankie told me I had to leave, that I had to take the next evacuation helicopter out of the city, and when it was finally over, that he would find me.
Wow, that sounds like a great love story if I've ever heard one. And did he come find you?
It's been 2 years, and I still don't know if he made it out. No body, no confirmation, just stories.
What, you still don't know if he made it out alive?
No, and at this point, I'm not sure I can keep having hope that he'll one day show up out of the blue.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. Maybe one day he'll find me.
Don't give up hope, Hana.
I'll try.
Hana Truong didn't just give me another survivor account. She gave me something harder to dismiss: consistency. Amber Bennett, a random soldier in the hot zone, and now Hana. Different people, same incident, same bachelor party, and the same pensive silence afterward. Some people survive the apocalypse. Others stay behind to end it. Update. I have finally done it. I have finally made contact with a member of the Bachelor Party 12, Eric Curtis Sanchez. I'm scheduled to meet with him at a brewery in Orange County, California in 3 weeks. This is it. I'll finally have the full story. Everything I've been doing has been leading up to this moment. When the interview is concluded, I will finally complete my journalistic piece that I've titled Bachelor Party of the Dead. Until my next entry.
Well, all right. I hope you enjoyed this episode of An Altered Reality. We'll bring you 2 episodes a week. And if you would like to support the channel so that even more episodes can be brought out, you can visit our Patreon or purchase merch from our affiliate store, Cali Ninja Designs. Until the next story,